Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tawana. Today we're going to do a reading for Aquarius. It can resonate for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So with that said, I've already pulled your cards, so let's jump right in. All right, Aquarius. Before I started this reading, I heard August 2019. So I don't know what happened in August 2019, who you were in August 2019, what relevance that has to you, but it may come out in the reading. So make a note of that date. And if you can even remember, because sometimes I can't even remember what I was doing years ago. So if you can track back to that, I feel like if you go back to that time in your life and compare it to where you are right now, it holds significance for you in some way that may come out in this reading. And I think it's going to come out towards the end of the reading. That's what my intuition is telling me, but we'll get there. So the first card we have is Release the Dark Wound. Let love live. And this card comes out. To me, this card talks about it talks about wounding, generally, like from the author of the deck. That's what she talks about. But for me, in this reading, it's talking about ego, or ego getting in the way of things that we're trying to create. And sometimes when our ego gets in the way of things that we're trying to create, it can look like perfectionism, and it can look like being extremely critical, and it can look like talking to ourselves in a way that we would not talk to others or other people that we love about things that we're trying to do and actualize. Let's jump into the tarot to get some more clarification on that. We have the 10 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So this is you. Strongly feel like this is you. It almost feels, and if it's not you, it may be someone around you coming up in a very like emotional, empathetic energy. And it's interesting because this is not your energy, Aquarius. So if this is you in the Queen of Cups, it means that something is making you emotional, or you're somewhat more empathetic or intuitive at this time for whatever reason. We have the 10 of Wands, which means that you're carrying a lot and you're burdening yourself. And I feel like it's unnecessary. For some of you, I don't know your life, so maybe these are things that you have to do on a daily basis. Maybe these are all your responsibilities, whatever it may be. But it feels like it feels like you're energetically carrying a lot. All right, beside that, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Judgment card, and the 6 of Pentacles. So it gets more interesting. When the Page of Wands comes up, and remember we were talking about ideas, to me this is the potential of an idea, the potential of something creative, the potential of creative potential. Think about pages as teenagers. This is when you look at something with all of the promise and the possibilities that it could be in the future, like a teenager developing, like they're not at their full potential yet, but you're starting to see where they may end up, like what they have the potential to do in their adulthood. And that's what this talks about. So you may have some kind of idea or creative approach that you're trying to share with others, or you're trying to decide if you should share it with others, making a judgment on it. But you may just be, which is what this card is talking about, being super critical of whatever you're trying to create. And sometimes when we're so critical of whatever we're trying to create, it just blocks the manifestation process or the actualization process, because we talk ourselves down and we talk ourselves out of it before the thing can even be born and like manifested on earth. Before the thing can even be shared, we are critiquing it. And picking it apart. And when you pick something apart, you're literally just, you're decreasing your own excitement about putting whatever this thing is out there and sharing it with other people. It's kind of like I get this energy of being your worst critic. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So you may be juggling a lot right now, which may even be a factor in whatever you're trying to share. Maybe you don't have enough time to dedicate to it, and because you are so busy, you're carrying so much, you're criticizing what you have created, maybe what you have had the time to put into this project. It just feels like being overly critical of a project or overly critical of an idea that's then blocking you from even sharing the idea with other people. And I just, in this moment, like, I would just tie this back to my own creative process and things that I've worked through in my life. I feel like the things that I've actually just shared without the need for it to be perfect or look a certain way has been the most relatable things with other people. Like they have resonated so much with other people just in my own life when I'm thinking back on me struggling with this issue, and some of the things that I've worked so hard on to perfect. I shared it and people didn't really even appreciate it to the depth that I did. So just some motivation for you. I feel like nothing is perfect, and the creative process is the process of perfecting whatever you're creating. So the first draft of it doesn't have to be like the perfect thing. As you go through the development stages of that idea or that plan or whatever this Page of Wands is for you, that's when you start perfecting this. That's when it starts to go from the Page to the Knight of Wands, to the Queen of Wands, then to the King of Wands. It needs to develop, and you need time and experience to do that. That's what this page needs to grow, life experience. All right, so the advice for this is recovery and communicate clearly. So it feels like you may be burnt out because you're trying to do a lot, which in turn is affecting whatever idea you have from like coming out into the world or being created. So the advice is take some time for yourself, take some time to recover from all of this Ten of Wands activity, drop all of these burdens, whether these burdens are beliefs that are self-limiting or there are other things that you're using to spread yourself thin so you can't even focus on the thing that you actually want to do. So drop all of these burdens because they're burning you out, recover, and then dive in. Communicate clearly. If this project involves communication, because we have sharing it with other people. So if you're sharing it with other people, like take the downtime you need, Aquas, but then get right out there and communicate what you're trying to get out there without being overly critical of yourself. Everybody has to start somewhere. All right, so jumping into the next part of the reading, we have collaborative dreaming. And when I pulled this card, I thought of, even though the card kept saying collaborative dreaming, I just kept hearing collective dreaming, collective dreaming, collective dreaming. So this part of the reading feels to me like you're supposed to, like your manifestation is intertwined with other people's manifestation. Whether it's about this creative project or about some other thing that you're working on with other people, it's tied to other people's lives. It's tied to other people's work. It's not something that you're doing entirely on your own. I'm filming this in June, so this could be a project that you're working on in June, but the energies can be something that you already experienced in May, or it can carry on to August, so you guys have to figure out when you're experiencing this. When we jump into the tarot, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, working with other people, shared joy, and then we have the Knight of Swords, which I feel like this is your energy. It's air energy, more Aquarian. I think you may not want to work with other people, Aquarius, because you have your own specific way of doing things, saying things, and you just don't want people getting in your way. That's what this Knight of Swords feels like to me. Like, I have my own way of doing things. I would like to work at my own pace of doing things. I have my own way and it works fine for me. But the energy of collective dreaming, it also encourages us to embrace the friction that comes when you are creating and collaborating with other people as a natural part of the creative process. So it's like preparing yourself to clash because it's inevitable, but keeping at the forefront that yes, we can clash and we can still move past that and create whatever we're trying to create. So we have the Page of Pentacles, another potential card. This is a potential of like a new beginning. So like a new business endeavor, new job endeavor, new money related thing that can develop from Page to Knight to Queen to King and 10 of Pentacles and so on. But you're at the very beginning of that. And you may have to collaborate with other people, work with other people. Maybe it's a family business. And this is you wanting to charge ahead in your individualistic Aquarian way. But you can't necessarily charge ahead in the way you want to because you have other people to consider. All right, so we have here. You already are in this energy of working on something new and like you already are feeling blocked, challenged by the prospects of working with others. And then here's a devil on your shoulder like, hey Aquarius, you could come over here and do this. Here's another offer for you. Because we have the Page of Pentacles and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So to me, this means you're working with two possibilities of some kind of material thing in the 3D. So this could be two job offers, two business opportunities that you're trying to like, or that are being presented to you. So the devil is tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, you could come over here and do this. But I feel like this comes with strings attached. It's like dancing with the devil. And here you are trying to sort through, okay, what am I going to do? I don't want to make a wrong decision. And I am trying to choose something that inspires me, choose something that I can give my energy to and it would feel good. It would fit into my life. And I feel like at some point you may have been confused, but you're getting that clarity at the time that you're watching this reading. Whenever you're watching this reading, I feel like you're getting the clarity on what works for you. And I feel like the advice for you is when I feel into this aspect of the card, I feel like what is blocking you from working through this Page of Pentacles and developing this thing, even though it may seem small, what's causing the dissatisfaction around this thing, which is making the devil's offer tempting, is because you're not used to collaborative effort. And sometimes collaborative effort is necessary. All right, so I feel like if you could just get past the collaboration with other people and just learn how to blend, learn how to fit, learn how to get past the obstacles that you have to face when you are collaborating, I feel like this feels happier, this feels healthier in terms of a dynamic to me. All right, so we have the advice here, not the right time, and within the next few months. So maybe if you're doing something even with this group of people over here, maybe it's not even something that you're gonna do for the rest of your life, or it's not something permanent, but for now it works. it feels to me that this is a tempting offer that they're saying, no, it's not the right time. And if you're looking for something else outside of this group thing that you're working on, wait a couple months before you accept anything. Go with the group, Aquarius. Go with the group for right now. Don't do anything risky with the devil. All right. Last card we have is Shock of the New, which is funny because I'm looking at the tarot spread below it and we have the Tower card, and in this deck I think this is the Tower. So Shock of the New talks about doing things in a new way, stepping into a new way of being, and I feel like that's what you're being challenged to do. Do something differently. You've outgrown what you used to do. Now you're being challenged to step into new patterns, new behaviors, new choices, new pathways that may not entirely be comfortable for you because they are new, but that's a challenge of growing. And if you just heard that, I take that as a confirmation. All right, so we have the Tower right beneath that, and we have the Justice card, and then we have this King of Wands, which I don't think is you. I think this is somebody that you're dealing with, because that is not your energy at all. I feel like there's a person coming in with something shocking, something sudden. Maybe they want to write something with you. Maybe they want to correct something that has been unfair. Beside that, we have the Lovers and the Sun. So the Lovers card, of course, talks about intimate romantic connections, lovers. So this may be a romantic situation with you and somebody else, but it doesn't have to be a romantic situation for all of you, because the Lovers talks about contracts. So it talks about choices and making choices in contracts. It requires two people consenting to that contract, which, if you see the angel above, the angel is bringing these two people together, but they both have a choice in the matter, which is why the Lovers card is such a challenging energy to deal with, because sometimes the Lovers card is there and it means the energy of a connection is there between you and somebody else, but they may not choose you or you may not choose them. That's why the card is a choice card. So we're dealing with the success of a contract. It could be a romantic contract, a business contract between you and this King of Wands, who's seeming to offer you justice. And it's shocking and it's surprising to you. It's maybe out of the blue and just very sudden, and you're very surprised to receive this from this King of Wands, but they're offering it. And this is you not knowing what to do. Like, should I accept this? Should I choose this person? Should I choose this contract? But is this something I can safely step into? Because for whatever reason, you've experienced wounding before, whether it's by this King of Wands or you've experienced wounding outside of this King of Wands dynamic that makes you now cautious of things that you accept and step into. So this is you wondering, is this safe? I've experienced this Three of Swords before. I've experienced my own wounding before. I don't want to repeat that. So what am I supposed to do in this dynamic? Remember, it is a choice. And I do feel like if this is a loving connection with you and somebody else, it is a strong karma, like you guys have strong karma together, because we have so many strong cards. We have the Sun, we have the Lovers, and we have the Justice. So those to me are very strong karmic cards. But you can choose. You can definitely choose. The advice here for you, Aqua, is funny. Meditation brings awareness. So there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to ponder about. There's a lot to consider. No. And in this deck, I always like to mark the significance between the no's, because there is a no without an exclamation point, and there is a no in this deck with an exclamation point. So when I get this one, I always say that it is a strong no. It is a final no. It is no question about it. And then I have get more information. So it feels like before saying yes, before accepting whatever this King of Wands represents to you in your life, or whoever this person is to you, I feel like there's more for you to know about them, know about their life, know about, and maybe that's what the shock of the new is. Maybe you would have accepted this person in the past. Maybe this would have been enough for you in the past, but the challenge is stepping into a new version of you, making new choices, making new decisions, establishing new patterns. At least that's what you are being advised or challenged to step into at this point of your journey. So it doesn't get more clear than this. No, get more information, and whatever that information could be, it feels like it's significant enough that your guides are blocking you from stepping into something that may end up like this, that may cause you more wounding in the future. And I feel like I feel like at some level, Aquarius, you do know at some level, because I do feel like you're embracing a newer version of who you are. At least for those of you who have been doing that kind of work on yourselves. So Aquas, I really hope this reading helped you, and I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching.